Hello there, parents and friends. I have another great student of mine here. She's done a little bit of work for me. I've always felt she'll be great one day. She's, you'll get to meet her here today. Uh, we'll find out a little about her, and I want you to hear from her perspective how it's been at her college. In this case, it'll be another CSU. And how you doing today, Chloe?
Good. How are you?
All right, okay. And where'd you go to high school?
I went to Middle College High School, which is a very small high school on the campus of Los Angeles Southwest College. So, in the high school, you take college classes while you take high school classes, and the goal is to get your associate's degree by the time you get your high school degree.
You had a lot of classes if you didn't have your degree. You sure had a lot of college classes.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah. I think I had around 60 units by the time I graduated high school, somewhere like that. Yeah. So yeah,
How'd
I
you
did.
feel about that? How'd that make you feel?
Oh, it was good. I'm happy that I got through most of my GEDs. So when I went to CSUN, I just started taking my major classes, which is psychology. But I feel like the high school really did help because I've been taking college classes since I was 13. So it really did prepare me for the university. Um, in the school, at least when I went there for my freshman year, it was kind of unorganized, but like a lot of students went through with it until senior year, like me. So me and a couple of my friends who did graduate with our A, we went to CSUN together. So we were already kind of together on our major classes while most of the freshmen were doing our GEDs.
Wow, yeah, I hadn't thought about that part of it. Wow, interesting.
Hmm.
And I don't know if you knew this. I bet you didn't know this.
Hmm.
I pushed very hard taking college classes while in high school, and you're the ultimate example. I didn't know we'd get into this. You're the ultimate example of it because I really prefer that over AP classes. You don't have to comment on that, but maybe you will. I don't know.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, we had AP classes at the high school because some people just decided not to go through with the college classes because it was hard with the classes and with high school. So I understand why some people didn't go through with it, but a lot of people did our AP classes, but you do have to
How would
take
you
the
compare the
test.
two? Did you take an AP yourself?
Yeah, I took AP. I took AP history.
Compare AP history to a regular history class if you took one in college.
Um,
Was there any comparison
um,
that you can make?
No, I mean, honestly, AP history was just it was more similar to a regular history class than with a college history class. So, yeah.
And so there you go on the CSUN, practically a junior,
Yeah.
3 year student, however you put it.
Hmm.
And at what point did the pandemic hit? After the first semester?
Yeah. So,
Were you on campus the first semester? I don't remember.
yeah. I lived in the dorms on the first
Really? So how'd
semester.
that go? How'd you feel about that?
Oh, I loved it. I really did. I was like, I want to go on campus and I don't want to commute because it was kind of too far away. It's like an hour away plus traffic. So I was like, just want to get the whole college experience. So I went to the dorm and I stayed the first semester.
What was the feel of the camp? Had you visited first?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I went to orientation. So yeah, that was good. Orientation was really good and helped. They gave us a huge tour of the campus and everything. So it was really good. And the campus is really nice. So I'm happy I went to that orientation. It gave us a lot of information and seminars, especially about people of color being there as well. Um, so yeah, it was really good. So I went to the orientation first. And so yeah, I lived in the dorms the first semester. And then the second semester, they told us that we could go on spring break early. So everybody was so
Hold on,
excited about that.
before we get there. What
Mhm.
was the feel of the camp? Did you like the feel of Northridge? The feel of the camp? The feel of the camp? Do you think there were supportive places you could go if you would need help later, things like that?
Yeah. So specifically, I lived in the dorms. So in the dorms area, we had a learning center that was open for 24 hours filled with tutors. So you can go there if you need tutoring or If you need help with anything on campus, there are career centers to help you figure out if you're a senior, you know, what you want to do. If you want to go to graduate school, they also do have a graduate program. I love the campus was really nice. I'm happy I got to take classes at the campus when I did. But yeah, it was really nice, very resourceful, very more than I would imagine.
And then that second semester hit, they said go home early, and you
Yeah.
probably thinking we'll be gone for a month, we'll be back, right?
Yeah, that's what they told us. They're like, you can go on spring break early and then you guys will come back in like a couple of weeks. So
What did that become?
they like sent us emails saying come back and get your dorm stuff. So because we're not gonna do it anymore.
Did they put on hazmat suits when you came back?
No,
That was a
no, they
joke.
didn't.
That was a
At the
joke.
time, yeah, oh yeah, at the time it wasn't too. I think it was just, I think it was like one or two students had COVID. So that's why they just told us to stay home. And we did all of our classes remotely and online.
You know
So
how I feel about all that, but I won't go into that.
yeah.
All right. So you stayed home for that semester, and what was it like learning online?
I like online classes. I took online classes at Southwest College.
What
So
about this version? You remember on two-year
yeah.
colleges maybe have a little more experience. How did this go?
Yeah, this one was different because I've never taken Zoom classes before with the professor. But overall, I would say in class learning is better. But I mean, I didn't mind online learning. I understand why we did it, but in class is probably better for most, especially for freshmen.
All right.
Yeah.
And got to the second semester, and you how did things how had things gone academically? How did you what did you have to do to get yourself reloaded? But you got reloaded kind of. You kind of like rebooted yourself, recreated yourself. Go ahead.
Yeah. So after the second semester, I realized that I wasn't just that we weren't gonna go back to the dorm. So I got a job and I was working a lot. And then it was fall 2020. Yeah, I was working a lot and then I started slacking online and giving classes, and it was a lot. Like you really do have to keep up to succeed. And I didn't. So it was hard for me that semester, but Deacon Wilson helped me get through it.
Let's count by the spring I got you. Yeah, go ahead.
hmm Yeah, and then yeah, but then after that, I knew how important it was, so I just balanced work and school. I took, I think I would rather take online classes, just regular online classes, than the Zoom classes. So I took a lot.
Oh, that's interesting. The how are they different? Help everybody out. I think I know what you're going to say, but help everybody out who's not expert like us. How are they different? How are you?
Oh, well, yeah, the Zoom classes, they they're okay. Sometimes it is kind of hard for the professor, and I know a lot of, especially when like classes who are like over 200 students, it can get really off task in the Zoom classes, and sometimes it's not enough time to really catching all the material. So we did have to like depend on the books a lot. Um, with the regular online classes, a lot of those were pre-recorded lectures, which I loved so much. So I can pause.
Asynchronous classes, they call them asynchronous. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, synchronous classes. Yeah. So yeah, I'm so happy. I love those classes. So I can pause and take notes and rewind. And you can't do that with Zoom classes. Sometimes professors will be going too fast, and I'm like, I missed everything. So I like the unsynchronized classes. Um, but yeah, the biggest difference is the regular classes, like the regular online classes. You just have to do everything, like you have to really time manage and stuff with that, like the regular classes. But the Zoom classes, I don't know, they're just they're just kind of different, but overall, I mean, they're both online, so you really just have to keep up with both of them.
All right. And you realize that you're getting toward the end now.
Mhm.
You actually can see the light at the end of the tunnel to graduate. Of course, your light came quicker because you had all your GEs. But nevertheless, you see the light at the end of the tunnel. But you
Mhm.
see you're going to have 4 more graduation level classes or upper division classes, right?
Yeah. So
You hoping to take them this fall, but they may not be offered in fall, right? That-
yeah, that was the only thing, like coming back here and trying to get into online classes. I was only, by that time I was just in psychology classes. I was only doing my major classes, so I had a few electives but not a lot. And the electives that I took were like my minor, family consumer studies. So
Yeah, I
those,
remember that. I remember the list then. Yeah.
yeah. So that's what so yeah, but right now,
Got to work with the advisor for next semester. Are they
yeah,
saying things might be better, hold on, or telling you got to wait another year? Or
yeah, the academic advisor. So yeah, last semester I kind of did have trouble trouble with something that I never really come across before. I had a hard time getting into the psychology classes because, and I talked to my academic advisor about it, and she said there are just too many students with psychology majors and not enough professors. So it's hard getting into that.
ooh,
Yeah, so it was difficult, and I've never came across that problem before. So I feel like there was really like nothing I could do about it. And then I asked the academic advisor if I can transfer to a school where I can, like CSU Dominguez, but she said that I couldn't, and I'll
very
probably have to start
difficult.
all over.
It's difficult. But that
Yeah.
may change. That may change. Remember, we talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
That may be something that will become an option to get you students graduate. Because I'm sure Northridge, like any CSU, wants to see those students who are eligible to graduate. It helps them and moves
Mm-hmm.
along productively into their careers. By the way, that's a BA in psychology you're doing.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
that's one of the reasons why I chose CSUN, because their psychology program is really rigorous. Me and my friend, we applied together and we were both doing a psychology major, but she didn't get in because of that program. The social and behavioral college at CSUN is one
What's
of the big
impacted?
colleges there.
Yeah, you had nice grades in high school, as I
Yeah.
recall. That was a big factor in you making it. Because I remember when I was working with you at the time in your schools, I was a little worried because they were impacted for that major. But you got
Mhm.
through that. You got
Yeah. Yeah, that major is definitely impacted. And a lot of people in my class, like in my freshman class, their majors were usually psychology, sociology, criminal justice, and biology. Um, so those were good majors, but yeah, the psychology program is really rigorous, and they do have a graduate program for psychology. I think that's the only graduate program they have. I'm not positive. Yeah, so
have you actually decided whether you want to help organizations or patients?
patience.
You do want to do patients. Remember I asked you that before.
Yeah.
All right, so I always check back in and make sure. Okay.
Yeah. Hmm.
Talk about ways to get you there in our future talks.
Hmm.
I'm really going to be pushing to get you those classes. I want you to finish this fall and get
Yeah.
out there in the market, get out there getting some valuable internships and get to work. I know a couple of really good partners of ours that do, community counseling, that would love to get you, somebody like you, in their organization to just learn how it works.
Yeah.
That'd be a good thing for like, because even if you do some stuff, screening people who call in with mental health problems and things, and then getting them to the right person.
Hmm.
But definitely, we want to have those conversations.
Yeah,
All right,
definitely.
well, Chloe, this is great. I think it may not seem that it'll be helpful to many, but I bet you there are some great things we explored that will help our parents. Is anything you want to say in closing, or any advice you want to give to students come out of high school?
Um, yeah, I would say definitely do research and choose your college carefully, your university. If you, yeah, choose it carefully. Make sure you do research on your major when you go in. And if you don't have a major, that's fine. But just, make sure that's the college for you, especially if you do stay in the dorms and do classes on campus. Um, Always talk to your academic advisor. The academic advisor is very important for you to succeed, because I talked to an academic advisor. They have a lot in all of the colleges, and graduation advisors. I talked to a graduation advisor as well. Um, and just the biggest, the biggest one is don't get on academic probation.
Oh, yeah, we didn't even talk about that. But you fought your way off, and I think you probably have great study skills just to change back and forth to online, then having to work too and all that. You
Yeah, I personally didn't get on academic probation, but a lot of people in my class
oh,
did, especially if you stayed in the dorms, because a lot of people, didn't work as hard as they play. So, so I
great
think
advice. Great advice.
so. Just make sure you work hard and focus.
Yeah, that was great advice, and hope that helped everyone out there. Just make sure if you're seeing this on YouTube that you click the like and subscribe to our channel, and you can put any questions right down there. We'll get them over to Chloe, and maybe will shoot you an email. And I want to thank you certainly for watching today. Bye bye now.